I could not believe my luck. Like, nobody else had told me this was possible. The website, it ticked all my boxes at the time. It was super profitable. It took barely any time to run, and the multiple was so low. It was like a fire sale. But there was one weird thing. This was the first site I had looked at on Motion Invest. So I asked somebody who was familiar with Motion Invest, like, hey, look at this site. It's incredible. And the guy said, why don't you look at this one again after you've looked at 30 other sites on Motion Invest? And I was like, what? But this site could be gone by the time I look at 30 sites. And he said, that's okay. And you know what? He was right. I looked at loads of other sites on Motion Invest, and I learned that the site I had first thought was incredible was not incredible. Actually, it was a site not at all right for me, and I didn't have the experience to be aware of that. So if you want to know how not to get scammed on Motion Invest, please smash the like button and let's dive into this. And by the way, thank you for hitting the like button. It means a lot, and I really do appreciate it. But first, I have a warning. There is no risk-free guarantee when buying a website. In fact, like in pretty much everything in life that's worth doing, there are going to be risks. The trick is being aware of the risks so you can make intelligent decisions. Even on a reputable broker such as Motion Invest, you must do your own due diligence. Motion Invest makes it easier to search for a website, but it's not risk-free. It's you who are responsible for knowing the risks of what you're buying. Or you can just get scammed on Motion Invest and lose time and money and your sanity. So check out this video I just made for you from my own personal experience on 3 steps to take so you do not get scammed on Motion Invest. And towards the end of the video, I'm going to tell you something that is very useful to you. So stick around so you don't make the same costly mistake. All right, let's get right into it. Step 1 to not getting scammed on Motion Invest is to define your criteria. Loads of people are interested in buying a website. Why? Well, think of it like this. Loads of people work a 9-to-5 job, right? They work 40 hours a week and get income, but then they see there are websites that are already making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and the website takes 4 hours a week or 2 hours a week to make that money. That is insanely less hours for a very sizable income. That's why people are interested in buying websites, which leads us to defining what kind of website you should be looking for. Let's start with what we call lifestyle goals. Question: how many hours a week or month do you want to work on the website? For example, do you want to work 8 hours a month on the site? 20 hours? You need to write down how many hours you're willing to spend on your website. And then you need to look at, on Motion Invest, how many hours does the owner of the website say it takes to run the website? Because that's really important to you. If you want to work 2 hours a month on your website, then don't be looking at sites that take 20 hours a week to run. That is a simple tip that can save you serious time. Next, you need to consider the skills you have and how your attention is best used. And what do I mean by that? If you've never run a business and don't want to have to deal with customer service, then don't go buy a $500,000 e-com business. Pretty simple, right? Or if you're not super technical and don't want to hire a technical person, then don't buy a site that needs massive technical fixes. Pretty simple, right? Now, let's talk about financial goals. How much money would you like to make every month? Would you like to earn an extra $500, $2,000? And how much money do you have to invest? $10,000, $80,000? Write down what you have to invest. The reason you want to clarify this is because you can go into Motion Invest and filter based on sites that earn so much money per month and are listed for such and such price. All right. Step 2 to not getting scammed on Motion Invest. Learn how to do due diligence. So once you know what kind of site you're looking for on Motion Invest, what's next? You need to learn how to do due diligence. What is that? That is where you look through a site and you get an idea of the risks of the business. You're trying to know the risks and get a sense of the value of the business. But shouldn't you just buy the site that's making the most money for the lowest price? No, you want to look for a website that meets your criteria from part 1 and it has an acceptable level of risk. How do you find an acceptable level of risk? Well, Motion Invest provides information about the website that you need to look through. Look at the traffic to the website. You need to review the financial info about the site, and you need to ask for real proof. You need to speak with the seller to get a sense of the person and to ask the seller questions. Does what the seller says line up with what you are seeing from your own research? All right, here's a pro tip. Be patient and do the work. Did you marry the first person you ever met? Probably not. Marriage or business, all the good stuff in life takes time and patience. They're not instant. So the first website you do due diligence on will most likely not be the website you end up buying. All right, step 3 to not getting scammed on Motion Invest. Find someone to review your due diligence. Okay, so you've got your buying criteria and you're aware of the risks. Are you all set? No, because you're human, I hope, and you may have made a mistake. Would you buy a house for the first time and do it completely alone? No realtor, no appraiser, no advice from family? Of course not. That'd be super risky because you don't know if you've considered everything because you don't have experience, which is totally fine, but something you need to gain. So I suggest finding someone who has bought a website before, someone who has used brokers such as Motion Invest before. Make sense? I bet you'd feel awful buying a site for $100,000 and then realizing you overlooked something. So find somebody to check over your work. I do have a lot more to share with you, but please let me know in the comments which one of these tips is most beneficial to you. I'd love to create more content around that for you. So let me know in the comments. Hey YouTube watcher, what's up? It's William Griffin. And if you have watched this video up until now, please smack the like button, and I'm glad you are liking the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are doing super well. I also want to ask you, please consider subscribing because my commitment and exploration on YouTube is about to explode. Stories, polls, more amazing content, and more engagement, more surprise and delight. This is the time to subscribe. I hope you consider it, and I hope I see you on the next video.